Welcome, everyone. I'm going to welcome you to the Hastings on Hudson Board of Education regular meeting for June 15th. It's the last one of the year. And as tradition holds it, we say bye to our retirees and welcome our tenure recipients. And I think for all of us as board members, this is like a highlight of the year, not just because the year's over. It's ending it in really the right way. And when I was looking over the list of retirees tonight, I noted that there's almost 130 years of experience that we're saying bye to. And I was sort of reflecting on the fact, for me personally, I think for all of us, we all have people, all teachers that we remember, again, for me, like 45, 50 years ago. I remember Miss Morello, who was my first grade teacher. I remember Kevin Corso, who was my first wrestling coach in 7th grade. Mr. Fury, who taught me chess in 6th grade. And for the retirees especially, I hope that they leave with fond memories, but also with a clear understanding of the hundreds, if not thousands, of lives that they have touched that will continue to remember them moving forward. It's really a profound moment of thanks for us as a district and as parents. So I just want to share that sentiment before we begin. So we are going to start with retirees, and we're going to invite the middle school principal, Dan Wallet, here he is, to start us off this evening. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome. I have the pleasure to starting us off this evening, and I'm going to ask the retirees to come up one by one as I say my remarks about them. We're going to start with Barbara Richmond. I want to start by saying this is a great pleasure for me. As someone who's early in their career, I've been just marveled by the experience at FMS. And tonight I have the pleasure of presenting these retirees. So we're going to start with Barbara. She's had an indelible mark on Farragut Middle Schools for the past 25 years. She just corrected me, it's 27 years. I was supposed to say 25 plus years. Barbara came to FMS with a remarkably rich academic background, including intensive regional studies at Hebrew University of Jerusalem, a bachelor's degree in sociology, and a master's degree from Columbia's Teachers College. Very early in her career, she had spent years developing her skills in constructivist math and elementary education in Great Neck and New York City. In fact, she was originally interviewed for the 5th grade position here in Hastings. But in a stroke of luck at FMS, she was persuaded to take a legendary social studies opening, kicking off her nearly 3 decades of inspiring our middle school students. If there's one guiding mantra from Barbara's career, it's been to model ways for students to personally connect with their past. She has done this while wearing an astonishing number of hats. She served as the 6th grade team coordinator for over a dozen years, has helped lead the 7th and 8th grade advisory programs, and was a driving force behind the Invention Dimension, a research project that shaped an entire generation of FMS students. Barbara has always been a trailblazer. Long before technology was integrated into the classroom, she was building her own class websites, writing tech grants, and securing smart boards for our school. But her true legacy lies in her unforgettable experiences that she's created. She's the architect of the signature Grecian Festival, which transforms 6th graders into citizens of competing city-states. She's led over 50 pilgrimages to the Met, which has helped roughly 3,600 kids pack imaginary suitcase for the Egyptian afterlife. She's transformed Grandparents' Day into a rich oral history tradition of Senior Friends Day. Beyond ancient history, Barbara has become a steadfast champion for humanity. Drawing on her profound experience as a trained interviewer, She's developed and taught the Facing History elective at FMS, guiding students to connect deeply with the lessons of the Holocaust. Most recently, she has served as coordinator of our No Place for Hate committee, a committee that I also sat on, empowering students to build pride in their cultures, support the LGBTQ+ peers, and advocate for immigrants. Barbara, you are continually embracing the challenges of changing with the times. As you step into this next chapter and leave the challenge of navigating AI and all of this for the rest of us, we want to thank you. Thank you for your passion, your collaboration, and the countless ways you've improved upon old ways to inspire the young people of Hastings. Congratulations on a beautiful career, and enjoy your well-deserved retirement.
So we get her in the shot. Next
Okay.
person.
Tonight we celebrate another educator whose huge heart and boundless energy have enriched Farragut Middle School for many years, Lisa Killian. Ms. Killian's path to our classroom wasn't a traditional one. With a BA in psychology from UConn and an MBA in finance, she brought valuable corporate experiences from places like IBM before her calling into education. After teaching in the Bronx, she earned her master's degree in education from Fordham. Go Rams. What truly defines Ms. Killian is her profound care for others. Long before she was a teacher, she was volunteering at a horseback riding farm for children with disabilities, interning at a women's shelter, and assisting in halfway houses. She's brought that exact same empathy to FMS. Whether she was fostering connection through restorative circles, guiding our seventh graders in advisory, or simply being a listening ear, she's always loved the kids and put them first. In the classroom, she's been a true Renaissance educator with her dedication to the math club, the math committee, and her willingness to always tutor and help out students. She has an equal passion for literacy and the humanities. She's also been a student of the learner active technology-infused classroom model and problem-based learning. She's introduced 11-year-olds to Shakespeare, published poetry journals, creating the Heard Story Project, and inspires students to write their own books and attend writing camps. She's brought cultures to life through Inca Relays and Latin American Day, and she created the 5th grade trade fair, which became such a hit it expanded to the entire grade. She's also someone who goes to extraordinary lengths to bring the world to our students. Most recently, she worked tirelessly to connect with author Lynn Cox, bringing her to FMS to present her incredible feats of endurance. Listening to those stories of pushing physical boundaries and tackling staggering distances was a profound experience, especially for those of us who spend our weekends logging marathon miles and training for the next triathlon, like myself. It was a truly unforgettable presentation that left the room inspired. And let's not forget her flair for the performing arts. With a deep love for musical theater, she's directed our middle school plays in her first 3 years here. Her impact on this community is lasting. She stays in touch with former students, and in a beautiful full circle moment, she even had a former 5th grade student return to her classroom as a student teacher. Ms. Killian, you have shown remarkable and incredible resilience throughout your career, surviving the shift to remote learning, the chaotic hybrid years, and of course, rolling up your sleeves with us to manage the aftermath of the unforgettable FMS flood. Thank you for motivating our students, for inspiring them, and for always showing up with excitement. You'll be missed dearly, and we wish you a retirement filled with bicycling, rollerblading, creative writing, and endless joy. Congratulations. Okay, and I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Szymanski this evening. Oh, you want me to do the next one? Okay. Okay, I will proceed. The next person is Miss Nancy Mace. Please come up. Good. Tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of honoring someone whose roots in this community run deeper than anybody else's in the room, Nancy Mace. To say Nancy is a true Hastings local would actually be an understatement. She is a proud third-generation Hastings High School graduate, following in the exact footsteps of her mother and her grandmother. In fact, that incredible family legacy continues, as we are also thrilled to welcome her daughter, a fourth-generation Hastings High School graduate, who is here in the audience with us tonight. I believe so. She had to stay at work. Someone called out. Nancy's commitment to the village and her country is evident in everything she does, from her active involvement in the Hastings American Legion to her role as the incredible proud mother of her son who is serving in the Navy. Within our schools, Nancy has been the definition of a hard worker. For years, she was a fixture here at Hillside, dedicating her time and energy as an aide in kindergarten and stepping up to support the special education department across various grades. Most recently, we have been incredibly lucky to have her as our library assistant at FMS. Nancy doesn't just work hard in these buildings. She's built meaningful, lasting relationships with the youth of Hastings at every stage of their life. Perhaps the greatest testament to Nancy's heart is her work outside of school hours. For years, she has been a dedicated driver for the Hastings Safe Ride program. Under this program, Nancy has given up her weekends to provide adolescents with free, safe, and confidential transportation. She helps ensure that this program remains a strict no-judgment zone, giving kids a reliable way home without walking in the dark, spending money, or ever having to get into a car with someone under the influence. Thanks to a driver like Nancy, Safe Rides has provided thousands of rides to adolescents in our village. Now, after giving so much to Hastings, Nancy is finally taking some well-deserved time for herself. From what I understand, she is relocating to be closer to her daughter and her grandchildren, proudly adopting her new moniker as a Jersey grandma. Nancy, as you head off into retirement, please enjoy all your favorite PBS shows, visit all of the lighthouses, and spend time with your family, but please do know how much you will be missed here at Hastings. Thank you for your tireless dedication, your warmth, and for always keeping our students safe. Congratulations on a beautiful and well-earned retirement. Okay, and now I'll present Dr. Szymanski, who is going to present the next retiree.
Thank you. So I'd like to invite Dr. Janice Mateo Toledo up to the podium. It is my pleasure and honor to recognize Dr. Janice Mateo Toledo this evening as we celebrate her 27 years of service to the Hastings-on-Hudson School District and her 32 years in education. Over the course of nearly 3 decades, Janice has served our community in many capacities as a teacher of multilingual learners, as our ENL coordinator, and as our diversity and inclusion coordinator. Through each of these roles, she has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to ensuring that every student feels seen, valued, supported, and empowered to succeed. As ENL coordinator, Janice has provided leadership in developing and strengthening services for multilingual learners across the district. She has managed program budgets, developed district-wide ENL schedules, and facilitated monthly meetings to support implementation and continuous improvement. She has overseen compliance with requirements and regulations, ensuring accurate reporting and securing funding to support ENL services. In addition, she coordinated district-wide assessments and monitored testing procedures to ensure compliance with state and federal requirements. Working closely with administrators, counselors, and teachers, she analyzed student records and academic data to identify student needs and develop targeted supports for multilingual learners. She has also designed and facilitated professional learning for educators, helping staff strengthen their understanding of strong practices, instructional supports, and compliance requirements related to multilingual learners. She is all heart. She has had wonderful models along the way, with a bachelor's in English, a master's in ESL, a master's in literacy, a master's in administration and supervision, and a doctoral degree from Teachers College. She is certainly a lead learner. Janice's influence extends well beyond ENL services. As diversity and inclusion coordinator, she has been a driving force in helping Hastings become a more inclusive and culturally responsive school community. She has designed and facilitated professional learning opportunities for educators, families, and community members focused on anti-bias education, cultural competence, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Through classroom observations and coaching, she has supported educators in strengthening culturally responsive and inclusive practices and also strengthening their lesson design. She has partnered with district leaders, educators, students, and community stakeholders to implement elements of the New York State's culturally responsive sustaining education framework. Perhaps one of Janice's greatest strengths has been her ability to bring people together and elevate the voices of students and families. She has chaired and facilitated racial equity days, creating opportunities for student voice, dialogue, learning, and action around equity, belonging, and social justice. She's led diversity committee meetings that foster collaboration among administrators, educators, students, and community members. She's facilitated town halls that amplify diverse perspectives and encourage collaborative problem solving. Her work with students has been tremendously impactful. She's advised affinity groups and the Speakers of Other Languages Club, helping students contribute to district-wide initiatives such as school mural projects and the expansion of representation with our curriculum, including the development of honors English experiences. She's coordinated a diverse speaker series, bringing important voices and perspectives into our community. And in the area of curriculum and instruction, she has left a lasting mark on the educational experiences of our students. She helped develop the Sparks curriculum for grades 4 and 5, introducing students to concepts of identity, race, bias, and social justice. She expanded the Courageous Conversations course for middle school students, creating opportunities for critical dialogue and reflection. She created the Exploring Equity course in partnership, broadening the work of Courageous Conversations to include gender, language, culture, ability, religion, and other very important dimensions of identity. Through ongoing training and support, she helped educators successfully implement these programs and build district-wide capacity for culturally responsive instruction. She's chaired the Multicultural Book Fair, and her commitment to supporting students extends well beyond curriculum and experiences such as the book fair. Through restorative circles and conversations, she's helped students, staff, and families strengthen relationships, repair harm, and promote accountability. Beyond Hastings, Janice has helped put our district on the map through her professional presentations and publications. She's presented both locally and nationally on topics including racial literacy, equity, belonging, and culturally responsive education, and she's published articles focused on cultural competency. Janice, it is through your collaborative work with teachers, students, families, and the broader community that so many of the programs, opportunities, and experiences we value in Hastings exist today. Your leadership has challenged us to think more deeply, listen more carefully, and build a stronger and more inclusive school community for all. As you begin this next chapter, please know that the impact of your work will continue to be felt for years to come. You leave behind an extraordinary legacy of advocacy, leadership, and culturally responsive education in Hastings. On behalf of the Hastings on Hudson School District, thank you for your many years of service, dedication, and commitment to our students and community. Congratulations, and all the best in your retirement. I'd like to invite Amy Kazis to the microphone to present our next tenure recipient.
We don't have anybody retiring at Hillside, so I wanted to be sure we were up to our tenure, and we are very excited this evening. It is truly my pleasure to speak on behalf of our tenure recipient, Miss Katie Melly. Katie, would you like to join me? All right, so I'd like to begin with a story about Miss Melly's very first year at Hillside. We were in a period of transition and needed a leave replacement librarian for our brand new Innovation Learning Commons. Miss Melly had just graduated, was new to teaching, and stepped into that role with a level of commitment that immediately stood out. She didn't just cover the library, she reimagined it. Miss Melly supported the transition from our old library into the new space, and more importantly, she helped us envision what the Innovation Learning Commons could be. And yes, she also managed to keep all of our books organized during a move, which was no small feat. When the opportunity arose for Miss Melly to remain in the ILC role, we were hopeful. But Miss Melly knew something important about herself. The classroom was calling her. And so she transitioned into a third grade leave replacement position. As a third grade teacher, Miss Melly demonstrated deep collaboration, student-centered thinking, and a willingness to take risks in service of students. She asked questions, reflected on her practice, and tried new approaches. The only problem, if you could call it that, was that we didn't yet have a permanent position for Miss Melly. But sometimes timing works out exactly as we hope for, and at the end of the school year, a position opened, and Miss Melly made the decision to make Hillside her home, and we were thrilled. Miss Melly joined our ELA committee because literacy is important to her, and that was evident right away. Since then, she's grown into a valued second grade teacher and an essential contributor to our committee, where she brings depth to our conversations, recommendations based on student data, and focus in moving our literacy work forward. Miss Melly also deeply values professional collaboration. She has often reflected on the mentorship that she has received from colleagues across multiple teams during her years at Hillside. She recognizes the profound impact that support has had on her growth, and she consistently demonstrates a strong commitment to paying that mentorship forward by supporting and assisting fellow teachers whenever possible. I would like to share a few things that a number of people have said about her work. Colleagues describe Miss Melly as someone who brings thoughtful, innovative ideas to curriculum, shares resources generously, and maintains a calm, steady presence. This is Katie. They describe her as someone who is open to feedback, committed to growth, and always willing to support others, often without even being asked. Families describe Miss Melly as exceptionally skilled, with a calm presence and a strong ability to make learning accessible for every child. They notice how she connects learning to real-world experiences and how she inspires a genuine love of learning in her students. And students shared that Miss Melly meets them exactly where they are. If they are ready for a challenge, she is right there with them. And if they are stuck, She is right there to support them. They notice the humor she brings into instruction, like making intentional mistakes in writing, so students can laugh, catch them, and learn from them. Miss Melly herself reflects that what makes Hillside special is the people. Having grown up around schools, because her mother was a teacher in the Lakeland School District, she understands what a unique place this is. She speaks about the support among colleagues and the joy of seeing students running down the hall each morning, though they should be walking, excited to begin their day. Ms. Melly, thank you for everything you bring to our students, to our colleagues, to our community. It is my honor, Board of Education, to recommend Ms. Katie Melly for tenure this evening. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say a quick thank you to the Hastings on Hudson School District, our Board of Education, and our business office and Hillside family. I really enjoyed my time in Hastings, and I look forward to the rest of my career. Thank you.
We are going to go a wee bit off script. Victoria Kelter, Vicki Kelter, could you come stand next to me quickly, please? Yes, and bring your entire family, please. So, mid-year, Vicki was celebrated here without all of you, and wonderful words were said, all the rest with great applause, but it wasn't all of you. So I want to say I saw you in action with the prom, and I saw you smiling despite the stuck bus. And where did that bus go that maybe it should not have gone?
Down Olinda.
So it got stuck on Olinda, and you were masterful at keeping us all calm and everything else. So you're a phenomenal physical education teacher. You're a phenomenal mentor for your colleagues. You're a multi-generation member of Hastings. Even more generations to come, yes? So with a round of applause, congratulations on your tenure. And I know you have to run. And here come more of the generations, the leadership across. We're family here.
Hi, everyone. Mariangela Sanchez. I'm representing special education this evening. I was told I had 3 minutes, so I'm going to stick to that timeline. So it's my pleasure to recommend Brian Morello for tenure as a special education teacher at FMS. Come on up, Brian. So since joining Hastings on Hudson in 2022, Mr. Morello has consistently demonstrated dedication, flexibility, and a strong commitment to supporting students with diverse learning needs. Throughout his time in the district, he has successfully served in a variety of instructional roles, including ICT English, social studies, science, and resource room. He is always adapting to meet the evolving needs of our students and programs. Mr. Morello creates structured, supportive learning environments where students feel respected, engaged, and empowered to succeed. His thoughtful planning, effective collaboration with co-teachers, and ability to differentiate instruction helps to ensure that all students can access grade-level curriculum while receiving the supports that they need. He builds strong relationships with students and provides meaningful opportunities for engagement, critical thinking, and academic growth. Beyond the classroom, Mr. Morello is an active member of our school community. Through his coaching of modified baseball, JV soccer, and JV baseball, he has developed positive connections with students and contributed to the overall culture of FMS. He also demonstrates a commitment to professional growth through ongoing participation in professional learning opportunities. Mr. Morello exemplifies the qualities we value in our educators: professionalism, collaboration, dedication to students, and a willingness to grow. Based on his performance and contributions to the district, I recommend Mr. Brian Morello for tenure as a special education teacher. Mr. Waldeck, I think, is next.
Hello again. It is my pleasure to present the next tenure recipient. I'm pleased to invite up Mr. Ivan Espinosa. I am thrilled to provide my recommendation for Ivan Espinosa's tenure in our technology department. Specifically, since joining us in 2022, Ivan has worked diligently to build a modern, vertically aligned technology and digital literacy program for our 5th through 8th grade students. He is one of the only teachers at FMS to say that every student at FMS walks through his classroom door. So he services all of our students throughout the course of the school year. Ivan has been hard at work to ensure our students are prepared for the future. He has curated and created materials and resources that tackle emerging trends head-on, integrating AI literacy, cybersecurity, and financial literacy into his lessons. What truly stands out about Ivan is how he connects with our students. Someone who shared a hallway with him for the first part of this year, there were often students eager and anxious to get to his classroom, especially after school, where he's opened his classroom door and had them do an array of technology activities in the after-school hours. He also fosters student agency. He has worked hard to move students away from simple computer-based assessments and assignments and push them towards independent problem solving. If you walk into his classroom, you will see students applying critical thinking skills to real-world tasks like 3D modeling with SketchUp, designing websites, developing their own forms of art, technology, and even their own original video games. Ivan's contributions also extend to our wider community. He currently serves as an important member of our district technology committee, and that committee will shape how our community understands and takes action on technology for the course of time. He's also does a lot of behind-the-scenes work and is also called the behind-the-scenes hero for developing spreadsheets for our team coordinators that keeps track of a whole bunch of important information. He's actively working on our 8th grade recognition night, which happens to be next week, architecting the video presentations and slideshows for that evening. He's been doing that for the past 4 years. Ivan, your steady commitment to our students and your profession has modernized our tech program, and I'm thankful that you are one of my colleagues. Congratulations on this night, and it is my pleasure to recommend him for tenure.
I just had a few words for everyone. Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank the Board of Education, Dr. McCursey, Dr. Samansky, our FMS administrators, Dr. Waldeck, and my colleagues that are present here, and the Hastings and Hudson community for this honor, for the trust you have placed in me. Teaching technology is about more than computers and devices. It's about helping students become creative thinkers, problem solvers, responsible digital citizens, and confident learners who are prepared for the future. I'm grateful for the opportunity to work with such amazing students every day. They inspire me to continue learning, growing, and improving as an educator. I would also like to thank my family who are here. My lovely wife, Rocio, my loving son, Lucas, my cousin, Mark, Anthony, and his wife, and his young son, Mikey. They're the inspiration that inspires me every day to continue learning, growing, and improving as an educator. I could not have reached this milestone without them, their support. I'm truly honored by this recommendation and look forward to continuing to serve the students and families of this district for many years to come. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
We're going to welcome the high school principal, Andy Clayman.
Good evening, members of the board, colleagues, and members of the Hastings community. It's my privilege and honor to speak in enthusiastic support of Sid Greenberg as they're considered for tenure. Sid, please come on up. Sid is an extraordinary educator whose impact extends well beyond the classroom. Now, while Sid's lessons are creative and engaging and intellectually rigorous, what truly defines Sid is the unwavering commitment to seeing and valuing every student as an individual. Sid has created a classroom culture where students feel a genuine sense of belonging and where every student knows that their voice, identity, and experiences matter. For many students, especially those from historically marginalized or vulnerable populations, Sid's classroom is the place where they feel understood, respected, and empowered. Sid helps students recognize strengths and talents in themselves that they may not have previously seen, and that ability to help students develop confidence, self-worth, and a growth mindset is truly one of the greatest gifts that an educator can offer. Academically, Sid's classroom is dynamic, it's project-based, it's filled with opportunities for student choice. I have seen students curating a playlist for Holden Caulfield in Catcher in the Rye. I've seen them staging a political rally for Piggy in Lord of the Flies, and participating in book clubs that elevate marginalized voices, creating original multimedia projects. No matter what they are doing, students are deeply engaged in meaningful learning. These experiences challenge students to think critically, analyze the world around them, and make authentic connections between literature and their own lives. Sid's commitment to student voice is perhaps best reflected in the creation of a new course, Eastern Perspectives on Global Events Through Literature. This course was developed in response to student interest and advocacy. It is a course that broadens students' understandings of global issues by challenging dominant Western perspectives and building cultural competency. This course embodies Sid's philosophy of teaching. It elevates student voices, it encourages deep critical thinking, and it ensures that every student feels represented and valued. Sid's creativity, compassion, and dedication have enriched the lives of countless students, and Sid challenges students academically while helping them better understand themselves, their communities, and their place in the world. Most importantly, Sid has created spaces where students feel safe, valued, and eminently capable of success. I am very honored to offer my recommendation in the strongest possible manner for Sid's tenure here in Hastings.
I'm just saying this in response to Mr. Clayman's remarks, so you know I'm not chat GPTing this. So the only thing I've really done is to say yes. You know, students want it, and I try to make it happen. And this community has been so welcoming to me that one of the things that I said yes to was moving here to become part of it. So now I'm a parent in the community also. Which is going to be weird when my kid gets to high school next year, but, you know. Thank you for being here, by the way. I promised you cake, and here it is. So, but thank you so much. I can't wait to be here for many more years.
Austin Hills, please come on up. You look sharp.
Thank you. I dress like this every day.
It is my absolute pleasure to stand here and speak in support of Austin Hills as he's considered for tenure here in Hastings. Austin is an exceptional educator whose commitment to students is evident in everything that he does. His classroom is a place where students are actively engaged in learning, tackling challenging problems, collaborating with one another, and developing confidence in their abilities. He has a remarkable ability to challenge high-achieving students while providing thoughtful support to those who need it at the same time, which, as every teacher in this room knows, is the ultimate challenge. And he ensures that all students can succeed. One of the things that makes Austin's work more impressive is the breadth of his responsibilities. He is our only physics teacher, a department of one, and he teaches 4 distinct courses. He teaches physics, AP Physics 1, AP Physics C, and robotics, all at the same time. Now, despite the demands of preparing for multiple unique courses, he is consistently innovative, designing hands-on learning experiences that encourage students to think critically and solve real-world problems. Beyond the classroom, Austin has been absolutely instrumental in the founding and growing of our robotics team, the Bionic Buzzards, which is an amazing name. In just 2 years, the team has successfully competed at local, national, and international levels, come up with some amazing swag, and competed in a handful of spots, and came within a handful of spots of qualifying for the World Championships, which I know was both bitter and sweet to not make it there because we would have had to come up with the money to get to Texas in a very short order. Most importantly, this program has had a transformative impact on our students. And I'd like to read something that one parent shared with me. It was not in response to a request from me for anyone to share it. They just sent me an email that said the following. Robotics has done for my son something that no classroom could. It turned an abstract interest in how things work into a clear direction. He has spent nearly every free hour on it, learning mechanical design, writing increasingly sophisticated code, and mastering computer vision. The team gave him a real problem to solve with a real deadline and real competition. He discovered what he wants to do with his life. He plans to become an electrical engineer. Stories like this are a testament to Austin's ability to inspire students and to help them see new possibilities for their futures. That impact is the result of countless hours of Austin's own dedication. Alongside co-advisor Christina Gagliardi, Austin spends afternoons, evenings, and weekends coaching students, building the program, securing resources, and creating opportunities for participation. Most importantly, he ensures that every student has a meaningful role. There are the drivers, there are the people who cut the metal, there are the people who scout out other teams to make sure that they're getting the latest intel. Everyone has a role. And they know that they are valued. Austin exemplifies the qualities we seek in an educator: his expertise, his innovation, his dedication, and his genuine deep care for students. And I am honored to recommend Austin for tenure here.
Thank you, everyone. I'll keep this relatively quick. First, I want to thank both Andy Clayman and Tara Ware, who I think isn't here anymore, that's okay, for their support at the high school and all the support they do in all of my endeavors. Next, I want to thank the entire science department for being my work family and my family away from home. Lastly, I want to thank my wife, who is here with me tonight. Thank you for putting up with all my late nights so I could stay at school and build robots. To the board, thank you for this honor. I look forward to the work that comes next.
Sarah Stern, please come up. I am beyond thrilled to get to recommend Sarah Stern for tenure here. Sarah is an exceptional educator whose classroom consistently reflects the absolute best of student-centered learning. Every time I walk into her classroom, I am struck by the level of student engagement, the intellectual rigor, and the sense of ownership that students have over their learning. It's immediately clear that her lessons are thoughtfully designed and that she has built a classroom culture where students feel valued, challenged, and empowered to succeed. One of Sarah's greatest strengths is in her deep, considered planning. That allows her to create learning experiences that are rigorous, highly structured, and deeply relevant to students. In her classroom, students collaborate in teams, they hold each other accountable, they engage with texts in meaningful ways, and that's whether they're analyzing poetry, discussing literary devices, or supporting interpretations with textual evidence. Students do not go to your class to get grades. They go to your class because they know that they are actively thinking deeply, questioning the world around them, and developing the skills and intellectual dispositions that will serve them well in the years to come. Sarah is also exceptionally skilled at making challenging work accessible to all learners. Scaffolds, modeling, visual supports, exemplars, rubrics, individualized feedback, you name it, she does it. More importantly, she teaches students to use these supports so that they are becoming increasingly independent and self-confident. The result is a classroom where students are willing to take academic risks and engage in complex thinking. Another important hallmark of Sarah's teaching is her ability to facilitate meaningful discussion. Students are consistently asked to explain their reasoning, analyze language and themes, and defend their ideas with strong evidence. These conversations help students become critical thinkers while also learning to listen and learn from one another. Beyond the classroom, Sarah has made a significant impact through her work with our peer leadership program, which she was excited to join this most recent year. Through this program, seniors mentor and support freshmen as they transition into high school. This work requires that educators see students outside of the academic sphere and understand that true leadership requires empathy and relationship building. And Sarah embodies those both. She brings those qualities to this program and has helped create a school culture where students know that they are welcomed, connected, and supported. Now, what ultimately sets Sarah apart is the authentic connection she builds with her students. Students trust her. They know in her that they have an ally. They enjoy being in her classroom, and they know their ideas, interests, and perspectives matter. At the same time, they know that she will never, ever, ever lower her expectations. And that is a gift that she gives them to be able to pair that love and support with high standards. She challenges students to achieve at the very highest level. Sarah's an outstanding educator whose creativity, expertise, and unwavering commitment to students make her an invaluable member of our school community, and I am thrilled to recommend her for tenure here.
I'll be brief. Thank you. So my English colleague, Joe Callaghy, who can't be here today because he's coaching, turned to me today. We were in the English office. We had just said goodbye to one of our classes for the last time this year. And we were watching the Spain-Cape Verde World Cup game because we're huge aficionados. And he turned to me and he said, you know, Sarah, this is our second World Cup together, so it must be tenure time because that's the cycle. And we laughed, and it felt like a really long time that we've been here. But it feels, the English department in particular feels like family. And it is a pleasure to be a part of the English department. Thank you to Andy and Tara for their support. And it's a pleasure to be part of the high school, and I really value my colleagues. They teach me something new like every day. Thank you to the board. I'm very appreciative, and I look forward to serving the students of Hastings because teaching English is part of it, but working with high schoolers, many of whom are here tonight, is why I like this job, and I love this job. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
I'd now like to invite up Gina Ferrugia.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to ask Christy Brahms to join me at the podium. It is my distinct pleasure to recommend Ms. Christy Brahms for tenure in her position as district-wide school psychologist. Ms. Brahms began her position with the district in August 30th, 2022, and throughout her probationary period, she has consistently demonstrated the highest levels of professionalism, expertise, and commitment to students, families, and staff. Ms. Brahms currently serves as a district-wide school psychologist and has fulfilled her responsibilities with exceptional care and diligence. She's certified as a school psychologist, and in May of 2025, she earned the distinction of becoming a nationally certified school psychologist. Over the past 4 years, Ms. Brahms has served the district exceptionally well as both a Section 504 CSE chairperson and evaluator. In these roles, she's been instrumental in ensuring that students receive appropriate support and services while maintaining a collaborative and student-centered approach with families and staff. Ms. Brahms demonstrates exceptional planning and preparation in all aspects of her work. As both a Section 504 and CSE chairperson, she carefully reviews each student's academic records, teacher input, evaluations, and all relevant data in advance of meetings. Her attention to detail ensures that she enters every meeting fully informed and prepared to guide the discussion in a meaningful and productive manner. Ms. Brahms creates an environment that is welcoming, respectful, and collaborative. Whether she's conducting meetings, consulting with staff, or working directly with students, she establishes clear goals and objectives that help all participants understand the purpose and desired outcomes of the discussion. Her calm and compassionate demeanor encourages trust and open communication. Families appreciate her ability to listen attentively, answer questions thoroughly, and ensure that their concerns are acknowledged and addressed. One of Ms. Brahms' greatest strengths is her ability to engage students and families in the educational process. Ms. Brahms is highly responsive to student needs. During meetings, she thoughtfully facilitates student participation and advocates for accommodations or supports that will help students achieve success. She ensures that the conversation remains focused on individual strengths, needs, and opportunities for growth. She consistently demonstrates the highest level of professional responsibilities. She adheres carefully to all Section 504 CSE regulations, timelines, procedures. Her work is characterized by accuracy, organization, and significant attention to detail. Ms. Brahms consistently demonstrates strong clinical judgment and expertise in her administration and interpretation of a wide range of psychoeducational assessments. Her integrity and reliability have earned the trust and respect of students, families, colleagues, and administrators alike. In addition to her outstanding performance in her assigned duties, she's demonstrated a steadfast commitment to professional growth. She's completed a plethora of professional development activities strategically targeted to enhance her practice. Her focus continues to be on promoting equitable access to services, supporting student well-being, and contributing to a collaborative team process that prioritizes student success. For all of these reasons, we respectfully recommend Ms. Christy Brahms for tenure without reservation. She is an outstanding school psychologist whose professionalism, dedication, and compassion have had a positive impact on our students, staff, and school community. Congratulations.
Thank you all very much. I wanted to take, I'm sorry, one more. Dan, welcome back. I misread.
Thank you, and happy to be up here again. I get to open and close. It is my pleasure to celebrate Julie Sullivan and officially recommend her for tenure. Julie, come on up. Over the past 4 years, Julie has shown an extraordinary commitment to our students, particularly our multilingual learners. Her work is defined by a deep integration of cultural relevance and a tireless advocacy for student success. Julie doesn't just teach her students, she actively seeks to understand and celebrate their backgrounds. For example, she conducted a voluntary linguistics survey that identified an incredible 25 different verbal languages spoken here. 35 different languages spoken at FMS, using this data to directly shape her instructional approach and school-wide advocacy. When you step into her classroom, you immediately feel a warm, nurturing academic environment where students feel safe to take risks necessary for language acquisition. She intentionally collaborates with student affinity groups to curate this space, displaying posters of common expressions in various languages, and proving every day that linguistic diversity is a primary asset. Furthermore, her dedication to her craft never stops. She spends her summers taking courses on diverse middle school literature and is currently finalizing her middle school ELA certification. Her impact goes far beyond the walls of her classroom through experiences and community-based learning. She brings languages to life by organizing unique field trips, like taking students to a Georgian restaurant and local nature centers to provide real-world cultural context. She is also the driving force behind World Language Week, an initiative that she has championed and has plans to expand into the high school. She's even incorporated interactive tools like multilingual bingo to make linguistic awareness engaging for all students. Beyond her incredible teaching, Julie is a collaborative professional who consistently steps up for the entire district. She actively serves on the Race Matters and Diversity Committee, and she's recently participated in the Unearthing Joy book study to deepen her cultural responsive teaching. She volunteers with the HTA Food Drive, and she's braved the 7th grade Frost Valley overnight trip alongside me as a chaperone. Thank you for that. Thank you. Julie Sullivan is a true asset to FMS and this district. Her dedication to building inclusive environments make her an ideal candidate for tenure, and I recommend her without reservation. Congratulations.
I'll be fast, I promise. So I've been hearing about how wonderful Hastings is since I was young. My father's from Hastings and his parents are from Hastings. And after 4 years here, I agree. I love our students. I love my coworkers. But I just wanted to thank my family because when I announced in my late 30s that I wanted to be a teacher and teach in the Bronx and go to school at night. It was a big sacrifice for them especially. So thank you to the board, thank you to admin, and I look forward, and my family, for your sacrifice, and I look forward to many more years here.
Thank you. Thank you. Trustees, before we vote on the tenure recipients, I just want to express thanks again to the retirees, to the tenure recipients, and to everybody who spoke tonight. It's, hearing all the individual stories, it's a very heartening reminder of, truly this district is as big as the people within it. And in that spirit of thanks, that the people who have been here, people who choose to be here, I'm very thankful for that. I'm sure we all are. Is there anyone to recommend a motion for the tenure?
Moved.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now we have our own congratulations to give this evening. We can't hold on to her forever, no tenure for a board liaison, but Ella Chu has been a tireless advocate for the student body for 2 years here. I think I speak for myself, but I'm sure we all agree that, for us, when the students are here, it is the connection to the school that is sort of why we choose to be here in the first place. It's not just the adults. It's you guys bring a voice and an energy that connects us to why we like to be here. It reminds us every time you're here why we're here, why we like to be here. So I think we have a little gift prepared for you, Ella.
For you, you sorely miss. Thank you for being such a fabulous.
Not done yet. We're not done yet. Oh. Let me also present you. This will go on a mantle or wall that I'm sure will be joined by many other things. And we don't have to open it right now, but we heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, that you really like pie. Is that true? What kind of pie do you really like? What's your favorite? Top two? Is one of them cherry? Is the other one key lime? Okay, well we have the cherry and key lime pie, which we'll pass around. We have plates and everything else. So, oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. Congratulations. We'll enjoy it soon. Is there anything there?
So this brings the celebration to a close. There's something in education that's wonderful, that great endings lead to great beginnings. So we've put this together with the tenure. You are ending, but you're setting up the beginning. And you worked hard, tenure recipients, the last 4 years, but it's a new beginning. So retirees, thanks for setting that example for these beginners, if you will. Tonight was a wonderful night. I appreciate you being here. There's still lots of cake. Those who work with me know the more you eat, the more you get paid, especially on a night like tonight. But Trisha, please stand up. Trisha, please stand up. Please stand up. Because I know for a fact there'd be no cake tonight, there'd be no water, none of you would have known where to go, and I wouldn't have known the order to correct and keep an eye on. So thank you. So the meeting continues, but we'll have a little transition. But again, great beginnings lead to great endings, lead to great beginnings. That's the work you do. Thank you.
Who knows how to cut a pie?
Everyone's getting
We got a pie cutter and a pie cutter. We got a pie cutter and a pie cutter. Good one.
I remember they were just like, they were there and they said that.
Oh, of course. I would not be able to eat all this pie on my own.
Go back to her.
Really?
Oh my gosh, that's so Are you guys doing this thing later? Yeah. Is it the whole time? Yeah. See the You're gonna do great.
Thanks for coming. Senior on the tent, on the seniority on the board and age.
I don't really like pie. I'm not a cake. Yeah, I don't like cake. I like pie. Cake is too sweet for me for some reason. It doesn't quite make sense. Because I like cookies. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, I don't know what everybody. All right, T, you and I got the same thing, I think. Thank you. All right, T, you got a tall one. I think I got the grande.
Spice things up. Yeah.
I love that. I love that you got the same thing, by the way, as the high schoolers. You guys all ordered the same acai. I don't know which one is it. Pink drink? That's gotta be you. That's gotta be you.
Oh, good.
And then this is. I got you a strawberry acai. I got you the big one.
Isn't that so
I think I got you the big one. And then this is yours. All right. You know what? It's the last meeting of the year, guys. We get Starbucks and cake. So key lime pie is my absolute favorite.
I love lemon and lime.
I love cheesecake. I love key lime pie. Not a. Oh my god. Hi. How's it going? I love that dress.
Wow.
Did my wife leave? No, they didn't.
You'll see her later.
This one, I think I got the big one. I got a grande ice latte. I'll move over here.
I said to Alex, anytime if he wants to schedule something, I'm more than happy to meet, okay?
Yeah, we'll get this. It's got to be yours. This one's job. That's not mine. You connect with Ken, right? So Ella, when's your orientation?
What the chart?
It's good.
Oh. I think August 17th. That's true. I think it's on the 17th. Oh, no, August. Yeah. So I'm going to be, I think,
The live stream's on too?
like a backpacking trip.
Be careful. They're eating your gift.
It's so good. It's now my fourth. Oh, no, God.
There's pies
I'm like really not happy.
State college.
It's good. All day. My family's from State No, it's everything is amazing.
Wow.
Sliver of peach. Everyone's rating it. Where did you get them from?
A place up in Tarrytown called Noble Pies.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh, wow.
Oh, that'd be big.
Ella, congrats. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Looking forward to Thursday, I bet.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be sobbing though.
Thank you. Oh, I know. It's going to be
I've already
sad.
cried like once today and I almost started crying when you were giving me
It's so nostalgic.
A year or 2 years later, the whole thing.
Just imagining it hits me.
Nice stuff. It was a great interview, a great day, but boy.
No, thank you. I'm okay.
I got mine.
out with this pie. Yeah. Can she eat like 90 more pieces?
Do you want pie? Just here.
That's
It's not a lifetime supply of pies for it?
I had to share our conversation about pie.
That's really good.
I was like, she's not gonna eat the cake. I was like, she's not gonna eat the cake.
That is divine. That's delicious. Yes. Good job on the pies.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yes. There's a place up in Terrytown. So I've been meaning to noble pies. They're handmade.
Yum.
Yep, that was the intel. It was correct, so.
Our sugar has sugar today. We had a.
I heard you had
we
a bunch of
birthday
parties.
and
Lots of celebrations.
all day.
Time of year. In honor of Knicks,
Yeah.
And that too.
the USA is open with
Oh, what do they look like? Spain. That was remarkable. I'm gonna run it back. Nice run.
I'm very happy right now. Where is it? Oh, it's from Noble Pies.
So are you still going to Betsy Cox or no?
Teresa.
Betsy Cox.
We're not doing
Are we live?
very well.
What?
No.
Wait, you have an opinion about Betsy Cox?
It's right, come on with her.
No, I understand that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Me too. Actually, it would feel good.
I have very strong opinions. I'm not getting specific. No, I get it. I want to make sure. Catherine and I are speaking on the
The next few parts of the meeting was in here. That pie was so good.
Very good. It's really good.
So Siri, every board meeting is like this.
I wish I could get the pie every time.
And you guys going to the city for the game this weekend?
Play soccer
Looking.
I also know that city, it's Jersey.
Yeah, I'm like, what is he talking about?
What's Jersey?
Did you guys go to
Oh.
Yeah, so what did Dave say?
You were Frank, did you go to the Knicks game? I said, are you going to the city for the games?
My friend went to the city though.
Yeah.
My kids would have loved to have gone to the next game.
He said it's great.
We don't have that kind of disposable income.
I work on Chambers Street, so I'm avoiding downtown.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. You need to go there?
Absolutely.
Oh, Thursday.
I used to go to the Yankees all in the 90s.
In the 90s. See Derek Jeter.
So I assume you're just not going to go to work.
96 was the best.
Not going to work in person that day.
No, I was a freshman.
Because I think the whole day will be.
Chambers and Broadway is like the end of the parade, so
I was in college too.
Yeah, when the Yankees
Yeah.
won, I was in the club, so that was a...
There'll be barricades everywhere, yeah. I didn't know it was down there.
Yeah.
That whole series.
Yes, Bill.
That whole series against the Braves.
Exciting.
96 series. That was the best.
All right, returning to district business. We're holding two public hearings tonight. First one is the district-wide safety and emergency management plan. It's posted online, and I think we've looked over some of the Delta changes from that.
We can't hear you. I think.
Oh no? Am I on?
Now you're on.
Joe Lopez.
I'm good? Okay. So let me just repeat. We're returning to two public hearings. The first one is on the district-wide safety and emergency management plan. The details are posted in board docs. There was an availability for the public to speak. There's nobody here at the moment to speak. We're going to be voting on it later on in the evening. The second public hearing is for the district code of conduct, which again is posted online. And again, it's an opportunity for the public to speak. There is nobody here to speak. So again, we'll be voting on it a little bit further down the chain here. So we're going to have our final Ella-led student report. So welcome. Whoever wants to go first, actually. But.
Okay. I'm going to put this here so we don't. Okay. So to start off, a little recount of what happened at prom. I think the most notable event was when the bus got stuck on Olinda. That was certainly fun, and we were a little late, but it was okay because we got to eat food right when we got there, and it was honestly a bonding experience, and we also are very grateful to our teachers and the staff for being able to help us get at least to the venue in some sort of time. And a lot of us were also laughing the whole time, so certainly fun. The food was good. I had probably around 3 pina coladas that night, and that was a little dangerous to have such an open
Non-alcohol.
drink option.
Non-alcohol.
Non-alcoholic.
Mocktail. You hear me? Mocktail.
Just need that clarification, Bill.
We should call it a Nina Colada. So.
Oh, yes. And then I think one of my favorite parts of the dinner was the 3 types of dessert, where there was cheesecake, chocolate mousse, and a chocolate strawberry.
Wow.
So that was pretty amazing. And then, of course, we had music with a DJ and a man who was playing bongos the entire time and dressed up in feather boas, wigs, and fun glasses. So that certainly made the night when students were able to play them also. And then also last week was the Hastings Theater Booster, which Carlin McKinnon did an amazing job in helping organize it. She really made sure to feature the many students, coordinators, and directors who make up our theater program. As well, the dessert bar was delicious. I had a very dessert-oriented week last week, and I kid you not, I probably ate 3 or 4 cupcakes and a lot of Rice Krispie treats and everything else. But overall, she did a great job highlighting how much the theater program has impacted its students and everyone, whether it be faculty and beyond. Tomorrow is our internship presentations, where we present all that we've learned, accomplished, and experienced throughout the internship period. And this is in the format of a job fair, which will be showcased at 10 in the Green Gym. So I believe it's open to anyone who wants to come. So it's honestly really cool to see all the different varieties that students have partook in. We also have senior clap out on Wednesday, where we walk through Hillside, and I've already started crying thinking about it, because just knowing how many of these halls I've walked through for so many years of my life, and also seeing all the little kids that I was once their age, I think will certainly bring a lot of waterworks. And then finally, we have graduation. So we are going to be hearing from, I believe, Andre Forrest, who is the class president, and also our valedictorian, Carlin McKinnon. And I believe, if I get this right, the salutatorian also. I have to double check that one. But I'm really excited to hear all the speeches and how they've recounted our years here.
That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good idea.
Okay, less exciting end of the year stuff, but still pretty cool. Middle school math, we have a meeting. We spoke last time about bringing their perspectives to the next board meeting, meeting with Mr. Waldeck and Mr. Clayman, and then getting a group of students who've been coming and speaking at board meetings, and we haven't been able to get that scheduled yet. So if we can get that scheduled this year, we'll hopefully be able to make a report. We'll send it out to you via email, maybe Google Docs, and hopefully we're able to bring their perspectives to the table by the end of this year, because that's one of our goals we have. So I guess my stuff series with us today, we're so excited to have her here. There really was a competitive interview process. We had some really amazing candidates, but Siri stood out. And I'm so excited to be working with her for the next year.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Siri, welcome.
So I guess to end, whether if students are finishing out the year strong, excited for their summer plans, or perhaps more like me and struggling to get to school on time, cannot find the motivation to do the last assignments, we're all excited that it's the last day of school tomorrow. So that means this is our last student report of the 2025-2026 school year. We'd like to thank the board for letting us take some of your important time each of these meetings to talk about prom, science research, whatever it is that's on our minds, and we really appreciate that you guys take the student perspective seriously. We'd like to thank Dr. McCursey for meeting with us every month, taking an interest in our lives and supporting us as student liaisons and helping us grow into this position. We really appreciate what you do for us. And my last thank you goes out to Ella. She is one of the most upbeat, motivating, inspiring people to work with. Honestly, in sophomore, like coming into junior year, I was a pretty lame kid. But with Ella, it was a whole different story because we would walk out of Dr. McCursey's room, it's like, wow, I made it. I'm with Ella now. So she really is amazing. I wouldn't have been able to make it through these meetings without you. So thank you so much.
It's very kind.
Thanks, everybody.
So you can stay for as long as you like, obviously, or, move on to other things for the evening, but feel welcome either way. We're going to move on to
I just want to say something.
Oh, of course.
You were thanking us, but I think we really want to thank you, both of you, and welcome, that it's invaluable to have students be part of the board, and you give up a lot of time to do it. You come here and you sit for a long time on the evening of board meetings when we all know you could be home, maybe studying, maybe doing other things. But hearing from you and hearing your voice and your perspective and even being able to ask you about things, we very, very much appreciate that and hope it was a good experience for you too. So thank you.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you. Moving on to the superintendent report, Dr. McCursey.
So I'm going to, after all this joy and good spirit and everything else, I'm going to be highly technical with headlines. I won't get to this yet, but this is all about Prop 2, Prop 3. A little later in the meeting, Maureen will backfill on things I may have missed. But we are actively working through Triton, the construction manager, to get very detailed plans regarding Proposition 2. In August, late August board meeting or September, you'll get a very full presentation. Remember the 1-2 you had regarding Prop 3. One we weren't satisfied with. It was too brief, not enough to the point. That second presentation, I think it was April 22nd to be precise, quite robust, a review in a sense of what the bond was buying, but then with timelines, et cetera, et cetera. So you in late August, maybe early September, will figure that out. We'll get that same in-depth type of deck. With it, you also have a detailed communications plan. In the last week, we have brought in our colleagues with Southern West Chester's BOCES, Kara and Brian Howard, her superior, to sort of talk about a robust communications plan to sort of anticipate things such as if you potentially shut down Burke, there's students you need to get across it. So thinking through communication issues such as that. But we have excellent detail now regarding Prop 2, put very simply. It will be a heavy lift, again, for all of those in the Farragut complex. There's no impact until February 2027. So we will be spending this summer and the fall actively planning. Joaquin and Siri, I can imagine that across the fall you will start to, rightly so, probe and ask good hard questions about the impact. It's potentially as many as 16 classrooms affected, but we're going to try and manage that so the relocations are minimal. We're also going to manage so any of the construction time is both supportive of the learning and respectful of our neighbors. But this will be a challenge, and we can anticipate if we don't give information early and often and keep sharing and listening, we will be in some tight spots. So now let me go to the field. We have had, and I'll get this to the whole board today, Field Turf did write to us formally in an email with a letter to follow that they are confident they will meet or exceed the current New York State legislation that will go into effect in December 2026 as it pertains to using a PFAS-free artificial turf product. They do not manufacture it with any added PFAS. That's going to be their statement. But there will be going further than they did in an earlier letter stating that they are confident they will meet the terms of that new law. And so that has been a question. It's still at the point of nothing's added at the point of manufacture relates to PFAS, but there have been questions about will that December law, the requirements of the law of that be met, and they are now saying in writing to us that yes, but we will get that to you. There's more conversation. The process legally is still underway. It can't be discussed in a public meeting, but that is an important piece that we've had come to us. In terms of the weekly management, I did send to the board on Friday a standard weekly update that's sent by Triton as to how things are going, what's underway. I included some photos with that. As those updates are meaningful weekly, I will send them on to you. But construction is underway on Burke Estate. I want to reiterate at this point that that work had to start regardless of what is on that ultimate surface of the field. And we've been trying to make sure you as a board remember, and I think you do, but then the village understands this is quite a substantial renovation, if you will, of the Burke Estate, drainage systems, et cetera. So now as we get into what's here posted, and it's in the public record, hard to see on the screen, but Drew Wendell, with support from Maureen Carbalesburn and myself, working very hard to have a plan for the fall. Great detail here. He met with the coaches yesterday. They all understand the plan. They're supportive of the plan. One thing he is working on, he's still trying to finalize some of the game match schedules, but there's an understanding that if we're about 75% away, that will help a lot. It assures the athletes, scholar athletes, of quality field. 25% home takes some pressure off, definitely for homecoming, and the rest would still be here. I'm not going to go through all the detail here, but let me go. I don't know if I can get this to move. Will this move?
You can. Yeah.
Can we get that to move down?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, okay, if you go down one more. All right, this right here shows that we are able to afford and provide under the reserve turf locations, Tibbetts Field, House of Sports turf field. That's providing a turf backup, and that's been woven in to the plan Drew's drawing up. So he's doing a lot of hard work on this, and also you can see below possible scrimmage joint practice locations. So the reserve turf locations, those are locked in. Those are ours on those dates listed. And then on the possible, it's almost a daily, well, weekly planning ahead, being in touch with Masters, other Section 1 schools, Hackley, as to the possibility and availability of using these other spaces. So a lot of detail here. You can study it later. It's several pages of it. Again, it's posted. It's in the public record. It's a draft, but it's there to show the really immense amount of work going on underway to try and provide the quality spaces, practice, training, and then contests. All fall sports will continue, and the coaches yesterday are endorsing the plan, knowing that there'll have to still be flexibility. So I don't want to go page by page, block by block, but you can study this and send me questions, and then in the July 14 meeting we can round it out some more if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Maureen, you want to add to that?
Yeah, all I was going to say is we have these locked-in turf locations. If it were to be a rainy fall, we may be better even have actually more field access. So I think based upon that and being that, like all schools deal with some level of weather, it feels, as Bill said, if we're able to even have to move some of the games, that we can really provide the same amount or potentially exceed the amount of field space for practices, and to ensure that all games are played and not need to be canceled.
Yeah, I hear there's like a super El Nino forming out in the Pacific, so we're supposed to have a very damp. I'm not a meteorologist, but
Already? Right now for the fall?
apparently, yeah. Like I forget, I read the whole thing. I forget exactly what this region. It's a warmer winter, so more moisture. I don't know.
Does that mean that means more rain?
I actually don't really know, but it's the impression I got.
One way or the other, it'll be super.
It's the cake and the pie.
Yeah, and we do have an expert resource on weather who's scary precise, and he already is talking with Drew and me about concerns with the plan and how to make that work. So We're going to have to be flexible and patient, but I hope this shows you, and again, I'm not going to go page by page, line by line, but I would urge you to study it. But a great amount of detail and care has gone into this, and it still will be a work in progress, reaching out to partners, schools, and all the rest.
The one question I had, I mean, obviously with something like House of Sports, right, I'm assuming we'd be paying them. But
Yes.
when we're sharing schools with I was sharing fields with other schools, and is there sort of like a trade-off, or do you pay the others?
We don't pay
Right.
if we were to use another school and vice versa. Even when we've used Mercy, they have not charged us. So
Right.
it's only, like private kind of rentals. And Tibbetts and some of those properties you do have to pay.
The county gives us a friends and family deal?
Yeah, sure.
I hope so.
No, it's actually a more reasonable rate. It's just that there's greater demands on Tibbetts, and I think a lot of Yonkers
Sure.
schools uses them. So because due to that fact is why you can see there's the times were limited in what they can provide to us. So House of Sports was a better option for us, and there are some other turf places we could rent from. They were just a little bit further away, so we felt it was better to do House of Sports, and obviously the location makes it a lot easier to get to and all the rest. So yeah.
Thank you, Dr. McCarthy. Any other questions or comments from trustees? No? Thank you. Moving on to cabinet update report from business official Marie Caraballo.
Yep.
I know you had a note in there about some of the stuff we're voting on rounding up.
Yep. So, so under the business item tonight, you'll find a number of items that are related to their year-end fiscal resolutions, and these are routinely presented to the board around this time each year in June. And what these resolutions are doing is they are allowing or authorizing rather the district to deposit any excess revenues received during the year or expenditure savings into either reserve funds, and then also to, if we're able to do so, to increase the amount of unassigned fund balance we keep on hand. These reserves help the district to plan for future obligations, manage risk, and reduce the impact of large expenditures on taxpayers by holding monies in reserves. And again, all of these reserves, as well as the unassigned fund balance, are permitted under New York state law and quite frankly encouraged. I do want to clarify the language related to business item number 4, and that is the unassigned fund balance. So the resolution may appear to suggest that $2.6 million is either just expenditure savings that we are, that's from this current school year. In fact, we always carry an unassigned fund balance, and the amount there is saying that will now be the new balance in it. So for this current school year, it's 2.4 million. So really, you're just talking about
200 grand.
It's just really like $200,000 difference. Now that being said, we do have a budget surplus that's with revenues and expenses that will be closer to, and we'll go through it. We'll break it down a little bit further. Probably what we would hope and expect each year is around $2 million revenue over expenses. But just as a reminder, during our budgeting, when we put together our budget, we had already took $1 million of what we anticipated to have left over, for lack of better words, this year, and assigned it to balance next year's budget, right? So that's a process that happened. But in terms of this $2.6 million item, and I should have probably just stuck to what I wrote here instead of explaining, it is actually, the difference there is really only a $200,000 difference, not a $2.6 million difference. But that being said, we will go, once we close our books on June 30th, and then we're able to book a lot of our entries. So there's still things beyond, we're still processing end-of-year payments and all the rest, and there's a lot of things we have to do for accruals. So as much as we are close to the end of the year, there are still things that take us, it's the end of a fiscal year. It takes us multiple weeks after the end of the close of the year to kind of finalize those balances. But what we are required to do, as other districts do as well, is what a lot of those other resolutions are saying, not so much as that we're going to be able to deposit it's saying we usually set the amounts above what we think we'll be able to put into them. And then once we close our year, except for that unassigned fund balance change, we then finalize the balances there. And then those are ultimately presented as part of the audit report, right? The year over year. And it is, we're hoping to be able to put some money back into those reserves because we also just took out we appropriated $1 million from unassigned of this year's unassigned fund balance that we're going to, not unassigned, excuse me, budget surplus. And then we also used close to $2 million of other reserves. So, it is typical, not only for Hastings, but for all districts, to deposit. So I can see, though, if you just would read that, you may say, wow, they had $2.6 million left this year. That's why I think the report of the audit is so important, because even when I do, and it is a true statement to say, wow, we're extremely tight on money, but you could still have a few, $600,000-$700,000 left over, because that represents less than 1%. It's like almost spending 99% of your money. When you put it in that context, you're like, that's not a lot. So even with the $2.6 million, even if we had that, if we have a $2.6 million surplus on a $65 million budget, again, these are revenues over expenses, that in and itself would not be considered a lot, meaning it would be considered favorable, and but it wouldn't be a negative, in terms of how auditors and rating agencies look at you. I'm not suggesting we do have that this year, but just to put it in context, because most districts, the only way you have reserves, and every including our New York State government and all the rest, every government agency has reserves. Every government agency has appropriated fund balance, and the way those are generated are by expenditure savings at the end of the year. And if you don't have them, they would consider you almost bankrupt. Even if you broke even, it would be considered a real negative. So I say all that to say that 2.6 is not 2.6, it's really $200,000 differential. But I do think, at the end of the year when we're going over it, we'll review the our reserve plan that we do have. It's just, it pretty much just explains each reserve, why they exist, how they're funded, what are the parameters in using them, our historical use of them, what we anticipate in the next 5 years of use of those, as well as where we ended up this year with the audit. So I think these are to meet this legal compliance, and then come August, we'll be really we'll be reconciling those numbers, and then once the audit, prior to the audit, because I'll already know the numbers by, that point we'll be done with our audit, but then they'll also then present it again in the fall. So a lot of words just to say that I know a lot of that language is, for the public even, might be, it's, I don't want to say confusing, but it's not as clear, and they may say, well, where's all these different buckets of monies coming from? Because if you were to add up to 2.6 million plus all those below, it would suggest we had 4 million. So I can see where that would be confusing. So, but we have the explanation of kind of those resolutions under the report in the public record. So, and again, we will be then finalizing those in August and September in terms of the actual final.
Thank you. And just to know, we're going to be voting on a bunch of those in the business items.
So, okay, welcome.
Maureen, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Moving on, Dr. Szymanski. I know there were a couple of important updates you had in your notes.
So first update is in the area of FMS mathematics. 7th and 8th grade mathematics placement decisions were released in early June. Data related to the course placement decisions is in the process of being uploaded by the middle school into eSchool data, so families can access each of the different points of information. I've also asked the middle school to provide an analysis of the grade level data in addition to the raw scores and the cut score that were provided. So those things are currently in motion. Dr. Anshula Sobran was back in the district on June 2nd, at which point we worked together as an FMS mathematics department teachers on lead in investigating standards, thinking about progressions, and working collaboratively to design the new Math 7 accelerated course content. Dr. Sobran will be returning on June 23rd, and we will be meeting as a K-12 mathematics committee to begin district-wide efforts, so we are actually ahead of schedule on that, which is fantastic. And based on the Board of Education business item vote at our previous board meeting, we have opted into Project Meridian through BOCES, and that is a very exciting project which will be focused on a regional collaboration to develop a shared bank of K-12 mathematics authentic learning enrichment tasks. So we're excited for those things. In the area of restorative practices, a couple of weeks ago, a cohort of faculty leaders participated in a 2-day Train the Trainer professional learning in the area of restorative practices. This was facilitated by Trudy Junkrowski from Cluster Community Services. This is the thought partner we've been working with in restorative practices. And this particular group of lead learners is now well positioned to do work as members of the faculty. So we'll be meeting together on Thursday for some shared visioning and planning for next year as to how we will support others, particularly those who have not yet been trained in the area of restorative practices. And I want to recognize and thank HEF for the grant to do this work. I know they have funded restorative practices training over a couple of different years. This particular grant was specific to be able to train a cohort of people who would then take lead on the work so that we have our own internal expertise to help turnkey facilitate and move restorative practices, structures, content forward. Director of Equity, Opportunity, and Belonging update. Our search is now in full swing for this position. Bill, Maureen, Lori Offiero, and I participated in the resume review process. We identified 7 candidates from a larger pool of 72 applicants to move into the screening round. Screening interviews took place today. An advisory committee that includes teachers, administrators, and parents has been established. This group already participated in confidentiality and anti-bias training. We designed committee interview questions that will be asked of 4 candidates who will be moving forward to the committee round next week on June 22nd.
Dr. Smitsky, thank you very much. Any questions, comments?
I have a technical matter. Let me do it quickly, and then if there are questions. So we've had a public process plan posted, and we've also been doing a hold on an executive session for you to meet the recommended candidate. Right now, that's for the 25th. It's going to get a little tight because if the committee is seeing people on the 22nd, we had to push that off. That's leaving us too little time between the 22nd and the 25th, because the plan is to have a couple people come out of that advisory committee who then get a final thorough review. You don't want to get into reference checking, et cetera, on any candidates until they're really right at the end, because they're all with jobs, and you don't want to put them at risk. So we may need to talk with the board about maybe a week later something virtually, which this was going to be. So you have a virtual chance to meet that candidate. And unless we're at risk of losing someone, we may actually see about July 14 or something like that. We don't want to go too late, but we're simple statement is you've had on your calendar the 25th. We'll take that off because we're going to need a few more days to review, if that makes sense. We'll get back to you with details. All right?
And just remind me, what would the start date of that position be?
August 20th.
August 20th.
Thank you, Melissa, for that in-depth update. It's very helpful. I know that a lot of parents, especially 7th grade parents, have been curious about all the data that has been gathered this year. Just as a reminder to the board, those 7th graders have been taking their STAR assessments. They took a midterm, they took a 2-day placement exam, and they're taking a 2-day final exam. So this is a heavily tested grade. And I make that emphasis because I think that's important to note, because that's a lot of time taken away from instruction. So I always like to make sure in these cases that that data is really being used to drive the student experience, both in terms of
appropriate placements for coursework, but also in terms of driving instruction, really looking at that data to figure out where the gaps are in the learning. So I was hoping you could talk a little bit about that. And also the general concern about over-testing in the middle school.
Sure. So the data review cycle that we've established is the vehicle by which people are drilling into the data. So there were some decisions that were made at the middle school level, the group that Dan Waldeck pulled together to be able to figure out the criteria for course placement. And so that was specifically being used to inform placement decisions, but it's during the data review cycle points where people are actually looking at that data to make instructional decisions and to take a look at program. One of the things that is going to be increasingly important as we look K-12 is that as we're doing shared vision work and we're making some decisions about potential resources and how we want to make sure our progressions are flowing, is we do absolutely want to pull that information to be looking at where students are showing relative areas of strength and weakness in terms of larger patterns, because that will reveal if there are concepts that need additional work for readiness, or if we can move a little bit more quickly over certain areas. So this is an ongoing process rather than an event. My comments that I made happen to be specific to the placement process. And so I don't disagree that this was more assessment than we typically see at the middle school, and that is something that we need to look at because we need to make sure that we are being very purposeful in terms of our why. So I couldn't agree more. So we are continuing to drill into the data to enhance program and to enhance teaching practice, and differentiation is part of that. But I'm not convinced that we need to do as much assessment as we're doing, and I would suggest that there isn't a single person who isn't considering that. So this is ongoing.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
And sorry, and then when we think about all the conversations we've had about our math program and our scope and sequence and the work that's been going on in the 7th grade, but really across everything with Dr. Sobrin, I did notice we have a new math department chair, and I was kind of curious as to, in the selection process, how that was working out in terms of their vision and the district's vision and how that's aligning, especially thinking about the middle school.
Sure. So I can say, let me talk a little bit about the process, and I'll hold off a little bit about the vision. So our process is to ensure that the relevant administrators that are connected with the work that will be happening by the chairperson or by the coordinator are present for interviews. So candidates throw their name in the ring if they're interested in a Schedule B position. And then for a 6-12 position, we would have middle school and high school administrators in the room. There is an interview process, and from a personnel perspective, there are specific questions where we seek to understand elements of leadership practice, and that includes vision. So I think that's something that we can talk more about. Probably not at the table, but at some point very soon, as we move forward with the K-12 mathematics work, I think it will be very important for there to be voice and presence around that so that you can hear directly in terms of what's going on, what the look forward is.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Szymanski. Any other questions, comments from trustees? No? Okay. Moving on, we were going to hear from Jean Ferruccio, the assistant superintendent of PPS. She had to leave, but we had spoken to her. I know there's trustee interest in meeting with her to go over kind of, she was an interim, obviously. She did a lot of work in the special education department, and we're kind of interested in hearing the summative analysis of, what's changed, what to look forward to, where the energies are. So we don't have a date certain on that, but that is something that we're going to be setting up, just to know.
And I can do a little update because she's still busy in her last couple weeks doing a lot of that work that's key to us. So On the 17th, that's the day after next, Jen Holder will be in district to sit with Jean at some length to talk through a set of organizational approaches and ideas that are emerging. That I think there's a good handoff can happen there. And then on the 22nd, there'll be another conversation, this with me, attorneys Jen and Jean. I think Maureen may join that as well, regarding litigation handoff, because that does become a key part of the nature of leading the special ed area. So the 17th is more organizational types of handoff discussion. There'll be more than that, but ain't that impersonal help. And then again on the 22nd, that one focused on legal questions and issues. Jen has also met with the entire department. She did that virtually because she is still finishing up a full-time job in her current district. So we're looking forward to a July 1 start with Jen and Karina and also Lena all starting on that day. So we're gearing up for that welcoming. But within this topic, Jean's actively working to finish the job and also set the stage for Jen. But I think she is very willing to sit with you as a board, and we can figure out that dynamic. So
That's great. Any questions or comments? So we will get that set up. So moving on to public comment. There is no public. So we'll move on to business items. Are there any questions or comments regarding business items 1 through 19? I'm sorry, 1 through 18.
I had a couple questions. So these might be very dumb questions, Maureen. But my first question was around the payment to the Tarrytown School District. It looked like in this particular case, the student was going to Hackley, but we're still paying Tarrytown. How does that work?
So yes, similar to what we'll be doing shortly at the end of this school year, when public schools are required to provide nursing services to private schools within their domain.
Right.
And then, so as an example, when St. Matt's for many years was here, we provided a nurse, and then the students, if there were students in that school that were not Hastings residents, we came up with a per student amount but although we only provide the nurse, there's a formula of other expenses that you're allowed to put into it to derive a per student cost, and then you bill back the district of residence for that. So all those words are to be said. Any student of ours that attends a private school in another school district, and we have kids that go to schools in New Rochelle, more so in New Rochelle, and in this case Tarrytown, we will then now be required to pay that payment to that school district. They will bill us and we pay for it. So and all school, that's been since I think forever, 40 years, that's been a requirement.
And this is regardless if Hackley has their own nursing and all.
Yeah, so they don't hire the nurse. The school, Tarrytown Public Schools, they're an employee of theirs placed in that building. Similarly, we have a nurse placed currently in Hudson Lab that is our nurse that we pay for.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's New York State
interesting
law.
as a
You're
word.
required
Some
to do it.
advocates might say something else.
No, I was really curious. It was a kind of thing. I was like, oh, that was
The dollars follow the student.
Yeah, it's true.
The dollars follow the student.
The dollars follow the student.
It's good to be curious. You had a couple questions, right?
Yeah, there were a couple of items in the business items that didn't have costs associated with them. I don't know. One of them was for Elise Kestenbaum, and it was a deal memo, but I didn't see that there was.
What number is that? I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's 15. I see it. Okay.
I believe it's 15.
Yeah,
so
15.
I know there isn't here. So they're assigning the hearing officer, and typically the hearing officers, I believe, they make either $125 per hour, and it's really based upon, because that rate is set by I don't know if it's New York State, but there's a hearing officer per hour rate that we pay, and I think we either may even set those rates in the beginning of the year, and then anyone who's assigned, and then they go through a process of it's the next person up. It's not so much we select them; it's a pool of people. When we call, we get assigned a person. So I want to say it's either between it's a rate that's set by that we don't select. So it's, I believe 125 or 150 per hour. And then depending on how many hours they're working for us, we would pay. And I believe sometimes we pay the whole amount, other times it may be split.
That's also interesting.
Yeah.
What
I
are
know.
you saying? And then the last question I had was just about the contract with Sale at Ferncliff. I didn't see a dollar amount on that one either.
Let me just pull that one.
That was number.
Yeah, I think, and that actually is for a,
16?
that's a tuition student, that's tuition.
Is there an so was there an associated cost with that?
I'm good, yeah, I'm sorry, let me just look. Yeah, this one for, sorry, this one, there is not a rate. I'd have to go back and look to see what the rate is. I mean, you can see where with the contract for the Dobbs Ferry schools, they actually did put the rate in their contract. Sometimes they don't. I could absolutely provide it, but again, and this is my own feeling, sometimes I don't even think the rate should be in there. Like, just because if a person, a child goes there, then people would say, oh, well, not saying you're saying that, but sometimes I've seen where the rate is included and sometimes not, because the children usually at these schools are placed there by us. So whatever the rate would be, it's going to be. I mean, but I can get you the rate.
Do we have like a master services agreement with them? Is that what like?
Yes, so most of these, like as an example, there would be like a set tuition that they charge.
Okay.
So I could absolutely find the rate, and I'm sorry I didn't notice that. I actually wasn't here when this agenda was set, not that I'm making excuses, I probably wouldn't have seen it. But I have seen it both ways, where some districts, and what I think I prefer is when we put the rate, and I'll talk to Trish moving forward if we, sometimes I think the rate's better on a separate rate sheet that's in executive content, because sometimes I don't know, just for.
Yeah, sure. No, that makes complete.
Do you know what
I'd
I
love to
mean?
be able
Yeah.
to see that, just because I don't know what I'm approving.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the rate, but each school charges much different rates. So
Sure.
you could have a tuition from $150,000 a year to $50,000 a year. I mean, it's really runs the gamut. I actually personally had a question on the Dobbs Ferry rate, because I thought they were in the consortium with us. So I would have you approve that tonight. I put a note in my little notebook, because I'm not clear why because we participate in a consortium agreement with them, and that rate actually should be lower. So I'm curious, but I don't want to hold up that being approved, because they can't bill us until, and I actually didn't even know we had a child there, so that's why I was surprised, because it says, I was even curious if it was really for 25, 26 students. So, but as an example, that does have the rate in there, which I don't know if it's correct. It may be.
So how would that work, Maureen?
I would modify it. I would never.
You would modify it?
Yeah,
We would approve it and then you would modify it?
Yeah, we could always amend it later. I just, to be honest with you, when looking at it, I wrote myself a note, because if you notice under item number 17, it's called the Midwestchester Consortium. Wait, are they not in it anymore? Okay, so Dobbs.
Yeah,
Oh, Dobbs is in it. So if you read, this is to do it next year, but if you look at item 17, we're part of this consortium with all these other districts. It states in this consortium agreement how those rates are derived, and it actually does say that it's 50% of this 73,000. So I'm like, how is Dobbs Ferry charging us 80,000 right now? So I can modify. I would never pay them, because I know that, more so. I just noticed it in the contract language, but I can always amend the contract. I'd rather you approve it, and then I would amend the amount. I mean, that may seem, but if they're part of the agreement, they can't charge us. Like, we have an agreement from last year that they cannot charge us more than this agreement allows for. So.
Can we just make the change, like pencil the change
Yes,
as we
no,
sign
what we
it
can
now?
actually do, what we'll do is, and we'll put it in the minutes, we will change, instead of the actual amount, we'll change it to say as per the
the agreement.
Yeah, mid. They changed.
Midwestchester Consortium.
Yeah, it used to be, I don't think it used to be called Midwestchester Consortium Agreement. because that is how we charge these neighboring
Yeah.
districts, and that's how they're to charge us, so.
And the
They
amend-
may have inadvertently given us the non-Mid-Westchester rate, sorry.
No, that's okay. Then the amendment gets revoted on when you amend it, or does the
Well,
vote
no, I
still
think we'll
stand?
amend it as we're stating it. As I'm stating it at the mic, I'll amend it to read, I'll take that, so when you get the minutes, you're going to see the attachment, we're going to change that, and to, because that rate to me does not make sense.
During the meeting, you're saying, right?
During, like, right now, we're amending it as,
You're doing it right now.
yeah. And then when Melissa gets the meeting minutes, we'll amend the we'll amend the attachment and then upload it.
And then when we approve the minutes, that
Yeah.
then allows the.
Well, you're,
Okay.
I mean, sometimes on the fly, we'll table something or say, oh, that was, like, as an example, that step is incorrect, and I'm noticing it, you know, and then we'll make sure that the final agenda minutes reflect that, so.
David, thank you. Are there other questions or comments regarding business items 1 through 18? Nope. Is there a motion to approve business items 1 through 18?
I make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Moving on to placement services for CSE and CPSE. Are there any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve our placement and services for CSE and CPSE?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Moving on to personnel as a consent agenda. Are there any questions or comments regarding our appointments, amendments, or leaves of absence? Is there a motion to approve our personnel consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
If I may, just a related update on the Schedule Bs, that was only voting on, as noted, the department chairs and E&L. We are working thoroughly with administrators on modifications to Schedule B. As scheduled, HTA came in this past week with a set of ideas. Maureen and I need to sit down and talk about that. We need to go back to the administrators. It's standard for that to go across the summer a bit. So the next time, maybe as early as July, maybe more like August, you'll be looking at some modified Schedule Bs. Try and get a number of those done by the July meeting.
The benefit to appointing the teacher leaders earlier is that I still have time to plan with them before the summer. Thank you.
Can I just ask one question about and I'm sure it's not arbitrary, but why are some department chair rates higher than others?
I think on the department chairs, K-12, like it could be K-12 versus a 6-12. So are you talking like music? I think music's a K-12 department. Is that slightly higher?
It doesn't seem to be, there's no correlation. Some K-12s are at 6,300 and some K-12s are at 7,200.
I just want to look at it really quickly. I know there's some when they're district-wide, they're
Was it?
slightly different and based upon the.
That's right. Yeah, I was just curious.
The idea like right, because each Schedule B is based upon the number of hours they anticipate the work take. I'm sorry, I want to pull up the.
Yeah, you have two, world language and special ed are at 7193, the others are at 6315.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, we can get back to you with the answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, I do know it's based upon.
It's contractual, we can look at it.
I know the one of them, Bill, now that we do have to look potentially at the world language because we don't have elementary language anymore, and that was flagged to us by even the union to look to change it to reflect more the 612 model.
Okay. Are there any other questions or comments regarding the appointments? I'm sorry, where were we? We already voted on that, didn't we? Did we vote? No, we did not yet vote on it. Okay, I'm sorry.
We did.
No, we did.
We did, right?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, you voted on
Yeah, we
the
did.
personnel?
You voted on 8B, yeah.
Okay.
David's question came after.
Okay, sorry. That was true.
Should have asked.
Before, after, it's all good. We're at minutes. Are there any questions or comments regarding the minutes from our last meeting? This would have been May 27th. May 25th?
You have two meetings, 27th
Oh, you're right.
and 2nd.
Oh, I'm sorry. So,
We couldn't do the first one.
you're right, yeah. So June 2nd or May 27th. Any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the May 27th and June 2nd meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Moving on to new business. This is an adoption of the 26-27 district-wide safety and emergency management plan. Are there any questions or comments before we vote on this? Is there a motion to approve the district-wide safety plan?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Moving on, adoption of the 26-27 district code of conduct. Are there any questions or comments regarding the code of conduct? Is there a motion to approve the code of conduct?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. So moving on to second public comment. There is still no public. So we'll move on to agenda review. This puts us into July. It sounds like we have a couple of things to organize before, after this meeting. Do you have anything listed here? Let's see.
Yeah, the 14th you'll do your annual org meeting, and then there's the future steps report, which is going to be even more robust than last year. Lori's doing a nice job building that out. And then the state of the district, we're going to push that into August, so that should come off.
And we did that last year
this
too,
list.
right?
Correct, Melissa?
Yeah.
We're pushing that into August, so that should come off. The reason for that is it's making sure we have as much of the assessment data in as possible. So.
Yeah, we did that last year.
Yeah, so we'll just correct that.
Okay. Open up for Board of Education comments.
I have a question, but are we allowed to talk about the foil?
I don't know that.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
The board one.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Public?
What?
It's not public.
Well, I mean, if there's not any,
Just procedural information. and points of
procedurally, you can
information.
definitely talk
Yeah.
about it, for sure.
I meant
think it's-
procedurally.
Yeah, procedurally, if it's into particular identifiable information, no, but I think if it's simply just how the works.
The process piece. I just wanted to bring it up.
So why don't you start down the path and we'll see.
You
what
can
we
always
get
cut me
through.
off. I'll speak slowly. So as
Do we
my
need to,
board
do we need
colleagues
to offer
know.
context or?
No.
Okay.
We've all been foiled personally. And Melissa has asked us to submit the information sooner rather than later. And I think today was one of the deadlines. I had no problem doing the personal email ones, but the text messaging ones on my personal text messages, it took me a while to figure it out. And I was wondering if any of you had figured out a quick and easy way besides taking a picture of each individual message and emailing it to myself.
I decided just to copy a text, paste it onto either an email, running email, or a document.
And are you making sure it's time-stamped?
To go back and put the time in. I think, Melissa, do we need the date and time on it?
Anytime I ever had a foil and there's the text messages, it's just a screenshot.
But that would have the...
As long as you're not cutting off the date in your
It
screenshot.
might not have the date, though. It might just say Wednesday.
And
It has the
it's
time.
not
No,
the
it'll
person
have
you're
the date.
communicating with, though, right?
So I'm pretty sure when
If
you,
in iMessage, if you shift select, if you go into a thread and you line it up on the correct date, you select that one, then you just scroll down while holding it and shift select the bottom. It'll select all of it. It will include the speaker. It will not include the timestamp, but you'll get all the texts, any linked documents, any photos. The entire data stream is in there. The only thing is it won't be timestamped, but you can limit it by where you select. And what I expressed when I sent my stuff in is if you need something lined up with a date, I can always refer back to the existing text thread, find it in there.
Oh, I see.
And then
It's
say
like
this happened at this date at
For
this time.
further review.
Yeah. And the benefit of not having images is then it's text searchable for the person on the other end who has to identify what's relevant. So
Okay.
I can send you.
And this is we're all supposed to give this to Melissa sooner rather than later, right?
Well, we're getting out early, so we can just go home and...
it sounds
It
like
takes a little
We
more
have all
time than that.
Well, can I, are we still talking about the foil?
Yeah.
Yeah. So say that Catherine and I have messages between us, theoretically, and Catherine submits hers. Do I have to submit mine as well if Catherine
Yes.
told me she submitted hers? Okay.
Yes.
Nice try.
oh,
So if
so you,
everyone submitted mine.
It's submitted and then it's submitted.
That's
We
verified,
send it
yeah,
in to the attorneys who redact.
So we give it to Melissa. Melissa gives it to the attorneys who then go through all of our foils.
Correct.
All of our information and redact it. Okay, that's all part of the time and energy spent.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
good to
why
know.
Correct.
Need to keep
Just
track of
confirming.
that.
In mind.
Just confirming.
Just confirming our hourly rate gets paid for doing all this.
Zeros.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of zeros.
And Melissa, when would you like this by? I know you've asked us a lot for this. It does take time. And I want to make sure. Yeah. So today, my friends. or
Today's, all
tomorrow.
right. I think the Wi-Fi's got it lefties.
Yeah, I had sent, just to know, I had sent mine directly into Keenan Bean. Yeah. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Oh, wait.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah. So I think this is our last meeting of the 2025-26 school year. And I think none of us wanted to acknowledge that this might be your last meeting as president. Which we will acknowledge when we have our reorganization meeting.
Thank you.
But maybe more formally. But I would like to just take the moment to, it's almost overwhelming to think about what an amazing job you have done as president. I mean, the past 2 years have been just
Grueling?
grueling. More adjectives?
Fun.
I wouldn't know, actually.
In depth.
Yes.
Challenging.
Challenging.
So demanding. I mean, the amount of focus and time and attention that you've given above and beyond, I think, what is expected of a board member or certainly of a board president. I mean, you have absolutely risen to the occasion again and again and again. And I speak for me, and other people can speak, but it's been a pleasure to be able to have you in this position. It's been incredibly comforting, reassuring, helpful, and to have you be able to work with Bill and to the other administrators. I don't know, Alex, you've gone above and beyond any expectations.
Thank you. That's very kind. It's been really an immense pleasure. Just with all of you, every board's been great, but it's just been such a focus on this team, and it's motivating just to help us all work together as one body, and I think we do a really great job of it, and have gone through fun and challenging and all sorts of stuff over the past 2 years. Absolutely be stuff on it and never forget. So it's been a real pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
I do think it's important to spell out how much work you do, though. All summer working on various projects directly with Bill and with your vice president and other administrators. And then it's not this that you sit here with the gavel and lead the meeting, but before the meeting you send us the longest text ever with all the details. Across the week we'll get 3 to 4 texts reminding us to do stuff, explaining stuff to us, and you always distill really complicated information and facts and procedures to really a manageable core so that we don't have to spend our time figuring it out. You've done it for us. And I am eternally grateful because I don't think I would always have the time to figure it out. But also you're a very supportive colleague. And when we're figuring stuff out and asking questions, you always pick up your phone and respond and explain things in the most calm and compassionate way. And when I'm, up on my high horse complaining, you're like, well, Catherine, did you think about this or that? I personally am grateful for your leadership and your support and your friendship in this endeavor, but I also want to spend a little time so the community could realize how much time, energy, and effort you've dedicated to all of us. So thank you.
That's incredibly
You have still
kind.
one more year, but you don't have to.
That's true, right? Thank you. That's very kind, and it's I really appreciate it.
And Alex, the community should know, and we should remember, you did not want to do this this year, as you did not want to be board president this year,
True.
but no one else wanted to do it either, because it does demand such a level of organization, of time commitment, of diligence.
He's
And-
affirming you.
And so, double thanks for doing something that you kind of didn't really even want to do in the beginning.
Right, you
Yeah,
were
I
going to do
forgot all
maybe for
about
half
that.
a year.
Yeah,
One of us
double
was supposed to
thanks.
step in.
And times 6. And I really am in awe of how even and respectful you always are. Even when community members are not, even when board members are not. I mean, it's commendable.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Well, we'll keep it going, not with me next year, but
you're welcome to
the
it.
7 of us. It's the 7 back again. So thank you all. I really means a lot to me.
I just want to also thank you. I mean, you have been such an exceptional leader amongst the group and taken a lot off of our plates across the board every week with all of your communication and working with Bill and making it easy, as Catherine said, and your ability to just keep calm, get to the facts, kind of get to a result is really commendable, and you're a pleasure to work with and an excellent leader, and
Thank
we'll miss
you.
you in that role.
Thank you. I look forward to next year. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, I'll add. I wasn't prepared because I thought we would be doing this. Maybe if you weren't running
this
again,
wasn't
we're not
planned.
sure.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like you were left out.
Yeah. No, but your example of, I think, calmness is really inspirational because I think through community comment and emails and sometimes saying, I don't want to go into town because of all the things that are going on, you've been very steadfast and just an example to all of us on how the work goes beyond sometimes the difficulty of what we're doing.
Right.
So yeah, I think we'll celebrate you a little more when it's official. But of course, thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
So someone else should be
We'll get to that next time.
having a moment with themselves.
I mean, challenging themselves to the next level.
Yes, not me. I'm not as organized as would be needed.
It's fun.
But Maureen is.
Let's move on.
So you might want to explain to the school board liaisons what's happening. Joaquin's face looked like the whole world was ending. So why don't you explain
What are you
that
thinking
there
right
are normal and healthy transition points for school boards? Not that anyone would want this transition, but Joaquin, your face gave it away. It looked
Well,
like
so
the world was ending.
the president
That's a
and the
compliment.
vice president
Yes.
sign on
Technically,
annually.
They take a oath.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
annually.
State
So even though the term of the school board trustee is 3 years, every year there's a reorganization of who will
In
take
July.
over.
That's the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, of who will take over the president and vice president role. And
We're stepping down.
every board sort of delegates the duties differently. Jody, as vice president, does a lot of the community responses. Alex does everything else. And, you know, they meet every week with
Bill on Fridays.
Bill on Fridays. And, so that's what's happening. We're wondering,
I'll be in a different seat next year.
we're wondering
Maybe that.
who will say, is there a motion to approve
Yeah.
something?
And you may find it surprising, but it's not a hotly sought-after seat. Because not only is it a lot of work, you have to be the official signee on all documents.
Checks,
You're often
right?
the
Sometimes
object
you have
of
to sign
public
checks.
No, not checks.
Oh.
Just to myself.
But it's
Your
also,
check is in the mail.
if you have a full-time job, which everyone here does, and Alex runs a company, it's really tricky to be the board president.
So how did Mr. Dalpiaz get voted in this year?
Well, we all just looked at him and smiled and kept our fingers crossed.
Yeah, kind of.
Continuity helps a lot, so I think Mr. Dalp is willing to hang in there, and it was sort of a week by week. I'll give you a month, Then it turned into 2 months. And usually the superintendent stays out of it, but through Jody, I was a little bit active. But to get highly technical with his role, about every day and certainly Fridays, cover years, McCursey would be, "The sky is falling!" And he'd be, "Well, I'm not sure. I think we're actually fine. I once read this book in the Russian Revolution, and it had these metaphors and images." And I would just calm right down. I'd say, "Alex, I'm as calm as you are now, so good, thank you."
I'm glad it's that effective.
That's a great impression.
Description.
Yes.
And it's all non-foilable, because
It's all on the phone. Very smart here. Yeah. Thank you all, really, truly. I love ending the year. I love to end it like this, how much we've accomplished. And again, another year in the seat, looking forward to next year as well, you know.
And we'll still be there.
Yeah, exactly, with the 7 of us. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Aw. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Any other last board comments? Just thankful for the Knicks victory, I would say. It's really like inspirational, honestly.
It is
We don't
really
need a 7-6 footer. We have like just a good team, which is like
It's all about the team.
It's all about the
not
team.
about the individual.
unbelievable. Who wants to lead us
Graduation
out?
on Thursday?
Oh yeah, graduation on Thursday, 6 o'clock.
You know, I'm just gonna, and I promise I wasn't gonna make you cry, Ella. But seriously, it's been real fun sitting next to you this year and watching you do all this and dedicate. I was surprised when I saw you in a play. I thought like this was your thing, and then I saw you singing and dancing in Greece, and I realized, you know, there's so much you do. But seriously, it's been great, and good luck in State College.
Yeah.
Where are you going again? Penn State. That's right.
Yeah. Who wants to be the last one? Lead us out. Is there a motion? Oh.
So moved.
Is there a second to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you all, administrators. Thank you all, Melissa,
Thanks for the
Joe,
pie.
Patrick.
Ella, thank you for sharing.